This is the This is the Bottom Line Liberia. Join us on Facebook, YouTube and online radio. This is the Bottom Line Liberia. Join us on Facebook, YouTube and online radio.
Well, a beautiful Friday evening here from my end. Today is the 5th of June 2026, and the time moves so fast than we can imagine. Let me say welcome to Paul from the UK. Paul, welcome to the Bottom Line Liberia discussions as usual.
Yeah. Work. It's going to be by. People say thank God it's Friday. Thank God to be among the living. Thank God to be here to have another conversation. It's good to be here, my dear brother. How are you?
Well, I'm good. So far, so good. Weather has been bad a few days. It's been rainy today. Well, it was half rain, half sun. But tomorrow promises to be good. So I think everything is good. And like you said, it's good to be among the living because a lot of people expected to see this day and they did not. So if we see it, we should be grateful and just enjoy it. So it's good to be here this evening. Tonight we'll be having very important discussions or things that affect the citizens of Liberia, the citizens as a whole, and also things that affect the political system of Liberia. But just before we dive into politics, they say all play without work makes a child a dull boy, and also all work without play makes him a dull boy. So, Paul, we on the 11th next Thursday, right, will be the kickoff to the African Cup of Nations, and the kickoff will be between Mexico and South Africa. So I guess all Africans.
African Cup of Nations or World Cup?
Sorry, the World Cup. Oh, Father God.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, the whole world. I'm sorry to the whole world. My mind is so set on these African teams in the league. And we have more than almost we have pretty close to a dozen African teams. Okay, so the kickoff will be between Mexico and South Africa. So I guess all Africans will be rooting for South Africa. I mean, if you love Africa now. But yesterday, something interesting happened. The colonizers and the colonized had a great game yesterday where France took on Cote d'Ivoire. And something that when I was watching the game, I don't know whether you watched the game, but something that made me to laugh was some of the guys are playing for France. In fact, half of them are Africans, and some of them are also from Cote d'Ivoire, and we're playing against. And I was laughing. Then I imagine, George Weahson is playing for the United States. What if Liberia had gone to World Cup and Liberia is meeting America, and Timothy will be playing for America against Liberia? Wouldn't it be interesting? But yesterday, for me, the interesting thing that happened was that Cote d'Ivoire won France, and I just couldn't imagine. So you mean the game is changing, or what's going on?
Well, the thing is, the game is changing. It's just that the African continent, for some reason, no country for the continent have won the World Cup. But I can say that it's going to happen soon, very soon. Senegal came to England the last time and beat England at Wembley. It's a gradual process, and we're getting there slowly. So it wouldn't surprise us. But one thing I could say, maybe you never know. Your beloved country, Liberia, if they put their art together, they could be the first country to win the World Cup because there's talent there. Just that we're not seriously doing anything. We usually first see everything.
You're right. We produced the first ever African to win all 3 titles the same year, right, Josh? We are 1994, say 95. I mean, this is strange that you can win the African Cup of Nations best player, you win Euro's best player, and the world and Africa's best. I mean, it's amazing. But like you said, I mean, hopefully we'll get there. And when we get there, we are crawling slowly. We haven't been anywhere far. But the day we get there, probably we'll get there with all of our might. But let's welcome a couple of people. Bill Lloyd is watching from Tinker Village. And so all of you who are watching, want to say thank you and welcome to the Bottom Line Liberia discussions. So Paul, you want to tell us some of what we'll be talking about tonight, just before we take our quick musical break while we share the show?
Yes, indeed. And welcome to the Bottom Line discussion. Tonight, we'll be looking at a few things regarding Mama Liberia, and also, so if you look on the screen there, it's quite interesting to see. We'll be dive into this situation about the influx of Burkinabes in Liberia, particularly in the southeast. My county, River G, we have been told that over 140,000 Burkinabes are now in River G. Then we'll know that between River G and Grand Jada, that total number is too high for a group of people from one nation to just assemble in a place. And what are they there for? The population of River G is lower than the people that have come in. So something just concerning will be diving into that. Also, the other topic will be the Lebanese business people are taking over our data from the transport ministry. Something we'll be looking at. Why is it that the government have to sell our details to give it in the hands of foreigners? We'll be looking at that. Now, the last topic today we'll talk about, have the Barker administration sold the borderland to Guinea? Because we're not getting no answer. Nobody is seeing anything. It's the land gone. We want to look at it tonight. So, Linford, those are the topics for tonight.
Okay, thank you very much, Paul. And like Paul said, really, these issues are all concerning the border issue. That of the influx of Burkinabes in the southeast of Liberia is, for me, most similar to that of the border issue, and they are all concerning because it has to do with greater security of the country and its people. And then we'll be talking about the outsourcing, should I call it? I mean, just to make it sound good, the outsourcing of license plate printing and other commercial, data concerning commercial transport and private transport and whatever in Liberia, how concerning it is. So we're going to take our quick musical break, and when we come back, then we'll be going to details of this and other story.
Please share the show while we're taking our break.
Yeah, right. While we are on a break, we give you the opportunity to grab your cup of coffee and sit down. Today is Friday, so you can, you've been working all week, and today is Friday. It's time for you to sit and enjoy yourself, do whatever you can do to enjoy the show along with us. And so when we come back, we'll be going to details.
My people, where you at? Wake up from your slumber, stop sleeping. Whip your hands. Come on. I know you're sleeping now. You gotta wake up some more, yeah? Okay, let's go. The people who us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. So much. I said they lie. The people who us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they will not go. I said we tired with their lies. We tired with their promises that led us to a lot of damages. We tired with that speech they preach indeed, and now unique they deceive us. The thing we saw, it frustrates us. So why can't you lie? Why can't you steal? Why can't you allow the citizens to beat? You see, we just tell you that why we voted you. But you screw us. You screw us, you use us and later on abuse us. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They betray us so much. I said they lie. The people fool us, the people lie to us, the government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they go knock the corrupt. No one to trust. My people, no one to hope on. Nobody. My hope that I have been broken. I'm telling you, brother. So where are the schools? Where are the roads? Where are the jobs that they say they could afford? But they're too selfish. The people tired with their rhetoric. People tired, they tired. You see the reason why we ask why the government betray. They have enough of time, but then instead they delay. People suffer. No work for people crying for hunger. Look at. Your vision and your mission, your intention to the nation, they poor. You got nothing to show. Nothing. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask. They lie. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They betray us so much. I said they lie. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they go knock the corrupt. We tired with the promises that led us to all our damages. We tired with that speech they preach indeed, and now unique they deceive us. The thing we saw it frustrate us. So why can't you lie? Why can't you steal? Why can't you allow the citizens to breathe? You see, we just tell you that why we voted you. But you fool us. You screw us, you use us and later on abuse us. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They betray us so much. I said they lie.
Through trials and tribulations, you have prevailed. The spirit is unbreakable, never derailed. With a rich heritage and culture and grace, Liberia, you are the land we embrace.
You are welcome to the Bottom Line Liberia.
You are watching the review of Liberian newspapers' headlines that made news during the week on the Bottom Line Liberia. Please join us every Tuesday and Friday at 7 p.m. Liberian time, 8 p.m. UK time, 9 Central European time.
And so welcome to the Bottom Line Liberia discussion once again. If you just joining us the first time, or if you always here, we want to say welcome back to your home. And for those of you joining us the first time tonight, we want to say welcome and let this place be your home. We come on every Tuesday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, 9 o'clock Central European time and 8 o'clock UK time. So just in case you have the time, you can join us and share the show with your friends. So Paul, thank you and welcome back again. It's interesting to be on the show tonight because you were here. You are here always every Sunday, and then like me, I'm here only on Tuesday and Fridays for now. But in between the time that we are taking break, It's a lot of things happening that we don't pay attention to. So we always compare almost most of the important things to discuss them here when we are here. So today we're looking at the few topics that we will be discussing. If you won't mind, you just put on the board. Maybe some of our viewers can look at that. And if the prints are too small, we're going to read it so that they can understand. But in the meantime, I want to welcome Pataki and also Alan Ogoe. They're all watching us. And there was somebody watching us from Tinker Village in Monrovia. So wherever you're watching us from, we ask you to please help us to share the show to your fellow contacts. So, Paul?
Yeah. I'm going to put it up now. In a minute, it should be up. Yeah, while we're putting this, I want to ask our audience to kindly share the show. Yep.
Okay, so tonight we looking at a growing influx of Burkinabe citizens into Liberia and in a particular region, that's the southeast region of Liberia. And and the next topic we'll be talking about will be the Lebanese man, a surgeon, somebody who's supposed to be in the medical field, but this guy is now controlling the traffic system in Liberia, red light, printing of license plates, and every car registration and all these things. I don't want to go into the detail now, we'll be going to it later. Then we will look at the Guinea-Liberia border issue and its president, Bouaka complicit. He as president, is he complicit now? The word complicit means to be a part of something under him, secretly. Not very clear, but like you are part of it, but you're hiding yourself. Are you involved somehow? So we'll be looking at that because he's silent. He as president. And remember that this is our president. Men can say, let's go to war today. We'll all line up behind him. We'll not question, we'll not say why he wants us to go. Even if we're fighting war and he say, everybody lay down your hand, let the people can kill, we'll do it. If men say nobody, no store will open today, all the stores in Liberia will be closed. Nothing should go on, nothing will happen. So the whole nation, in other words, depends on him. And so he's the first and the last man in the country to ever speak and say anything. So if he's silent about something, people get concerned about the silence. So those are some of the topics we'll be talking about tonight. But we'll start with the first topic. And this is not the first time we've talked about it, and this is not the first time it is being discussed either. Not on this program, but everywhere. Ordinary people in the southeast, they are complaining about the influx. I think there was some incident a year or two ago where somebody, I think one of them even got shot, or one of them either shot somebody or he got shot, and it was some problem in the southeast. But the reason why people are raising this issue is that we don't know, I don't know whether the government is taking action or whether these people are being legally documented. And if they are legally documented, why is it normal swelling every day? What is the intention? What's going on? Liberia does not share a common border with Burkina Faso. Okay? Ghana shares border with them, Ivory Coast shares border with them, but not us. So the Ivory Coast and Guinea and Sierra Leone that we share border with, we do not have that much citizens from our country occupying one particular section of our country. Why is it that these people are coming in the forest? Well, you are from the southeast, and I believe that you know that terrain better than anybody here and me. So you look at the demographic setting of your country. How many people are there? The particular region of the country, the southeast, the population, and then you see the number that we're talking about how many thousand? 150 something thousand people. That's more than a whole town, or maybe 2 or 3 towns combined. So what say you about this? How do you people from the southeast? What are you thinking? What's coming to your mind?
But Linfa, it's not what coming to. This thing been happening for a while. For 140,000 people to descend from different countries in a particular area That's concerning. What's the population of River G? I think it's 120,000. And you get the Burkinabe that's gone there, 140,000. So that means the Burkinabe now, if they are resident, the government should give them a township, give them a structure that they can have a governor on their own. They can even have member of parliament. The number is just huge. And what are they doing there? Now, if we want to dive into this topic, they come from Burkina Faso. Burkina Faso GDP compared to Liberia is huge. And the performance of Ibrahim Traoré, why would people want to leave from there to go to Liberia and just sit in the bush? It's just concerning.
And it's a very important point you raised, Paul, where they are settling in Liberia. We got major, in the southeast, we got major towns, okay, or cities. You got in Maryland County, you got Playboy, you got Harper. In Graduate County, you got Zwedru, you got Toasttown. In Riwachi, you got I don't know what are the big towns you got in Riwachi. So why are these people?
So you get Fish Town, you get
Kawikin.
Yeah, all these places
so
are
why are these people settling in the forest and they say they're making farms? They're not settling in the big cities to, if they're business people, they should come in the cities, in the big towns and cities. Let them be visible. Let people see what they're doing. But they say they're farmers and they're just in the forest, they're planting crops and crops are not something with short lifespan. If somebody plants a cocoa tree, maximum it will take 3 to 4 years or 3 years maximum for that tree to grow to full stature and begin to bear. And it might be there for, because I remember when I was born and I grew up, I saw my grandfather planting cocoa trees. They stay there. The cocoa trees are still there. So come on, or a score, 3 scores of 3 scores, and those cocoa trees are still there. So if these people are engaged in planting these things, why? And who gave them the right? I don't understand.
Yeah, but the thing is, it have to do with the people that are sitting in Grand Jile and River G. You see, sometimes when the people started coming during Ellen Johnson time, lawmakers and how they call it, the so-called big people in Liberia that have money, started employing these people to become farmers or to do their maybe some carpentry or building site or something. So they started coming in full. But the fact is that just think on it, 140,000 people just descend in your own city is concerning from a particular country. Why are they coming to Liberia? Doing what? If Burkina Faso, if Burkina Faso is doing so well that everybody is praising Ibrahim Traoré of the work that he's done, and people are happy, the country is opening up every time. People are going with investment. They get a bigger budget than compared to Liberia. Their population is huge. They're doing well. Why would they leave and come in River G or in Grand Jile and sit in the forest? Why? Remember too, there's so many questions. So we want to know if the government of Liberia is monitoring the people, or they have documentation, or they document these people that in those places. Why? Remember, we had a discussion here about this General Langley, who came up with the thing that they wanted to delete Ibrahim Traoré, and the whole war went. There was a peace protest all over the world, said they should leave him alone. And the former president that he got rid of, this guy is in Africa Coast. So could it be these people going to Liberia pretending to be farmers? They're doing something over there that we don't know of. It's just concerning. Why would 140,000 people just descend in the bush? Something is so the government need to tell us what the people are doing there. You see,
and Paul, we have all rights to raise these questions, but Liberian people know I mean, being who we know them to be, or we Liberian people being who we are, Liberian men will never take precaution. We may hear no man. The Liberian men will be lighting fire, putting the gas on the fire. He then stop, you will not stop. Until when he gets on fire, oh, he says sorry. Then you will listen. You say, okay, yes, thank you. And we are raising this question. We fought 14 years of war in Liberia. And how did the war start? This war did not start on Broad Street. This war did not start right somewhere around Rankin Johnson Road, or maybe the war started way to the border. And the people who were involved in this war, who brought this war, they trained in foreign countries. Okay, we know the history is there. The people told us that they trained in some of them were they gathered in Ivory Coast and they were recruited and they sent them to Burkina Faso. From that same Burkina Faso, they went to Libya and all these things. Yeah, thank you, Paul. So we know the history of how the war entered Liberia. And then we got strange people on our soil. Nobody knows what they're doing, even if they are making fun. How did they get there? And if they came through this the proper channel that the government has document on them, who are they? Are they investors or farmers? I mean, then I try to wonder if a group of us Nigerians can just get and go to Ivory Coast or Guinea and just go sit down there with one particular area and say, well, farm me. It's not possible. Something must be wrong. And that number is too huge. 140,000. This is the population of some of the countries in Liberia, the whole country.
But that's the fact.
Yeah, Napoli, for example, which is the newest and smallest country. Okay, 140,000. That's a huge number. I live in a city here. We are just 6,000 people, and sometimes when we're having occasion here, everybody comes out with plenty. I mean, not 6,000. Yeah, not even 6,000. I think less than 6,000. Okay, because anytime when all the farmers now go on a farm, you can fly airplane the whole time. You're not hit anybody. Okay, but when we gather the day we gather, we can know that we plenty. So you talk about 140,000, and these people, they are having children as well. They are bringing their spouses, and some of them born by the locals. And sooner or later, the population is going to swell in that place. You got no industries there. You got no companies to take care of people, no hospitals. And this is alarming. And we are raising these points, but people seem not to be listening. It will reach a point when people begin to put their bundles on their head and start running. Then now we'll take it to be slow. I mean, we're not hoping for anything bad, but I mean, in life, when you're having good time, you should also expect that bad time will come. The same way when your stomach full, you should expect that tomorrow you'll be hungry. Life is not as stable as you think it is. It is a changing condition. Sunday good and Sunday not good. So we hope our government, people in authority, the immigration especially, and the all security apparatus. And this is where I think the MSA, the people supposed to infiltrate, disguise yourselves, go there, like one of the locals, the ordinary people, and be with these people in the bush, see what they're doing. I mean,
well, the thing is, we got something here. Front Page Africa did a decent thing, have trouble in some of those areas. And those guys also, I said earlier that our lawmakers employ some of the business people in Liberia, Liberian businesses brought these people in to work. Now, if you look at this, where Front Page Africa reported that these guys are digging gold and diamond in the area and now becoming an environmental hazard in the region. They're in the deep forest. No one knows. So this situation is quite concerning. Where's the EPA in Liberia, the environmental people? So you see, I think the police officers around there looking, inspecting the area of what they're doing. And so if these people, if you have 140,000 people sitting in a jungle that you don't know of what they're doing because no police presence station in a jungle, so this is quite concerning. You can live in a night, they can do what they want to do. So
yeah, even that picture you show, the guy that looks at the police officer, it could just be one government official who assigned him there. He got
let me put it up again. I think that there were 3 or 4 police officers that gone there to do their inspection. So that's the thing with it. They're going to do inspection.
And the biggest question is, what they're doing. Okay, Alan go is posting a question here. Who's hosting them? Because I wonder the most important thing. When you, as a stranger, if you go to the town, going to the town is not a problem. But where you going to be? Food, you can find it to eat, but where it will be? Who's hosting you? So these are very critical questions. Yeah.
Have you seen the way the Fuller people operate? When one person come and settle in the town,
yes,
the next thing a brother will come. The brother will be with him. The next thing, his wife will follow. You see it? There can be about 10, 20 of them. They will be in one room. And from there, they start expanding. So it could be the same with the Burkinabes. Oh, 2 came, settled, started sending messages. They all started following. They started being the host. And based on that, the expansion start going. And being Liberian, we are lesser kind of people too. So remember, people in the place that may not want to do farming, they may pay those Burkinabes to do farming for them. And when you're doing farming for somebody, you might shelter them. So these are all...
They even respect them more than the locals.
Exactly. Those are things that are happening. But for that huge number to settle in your country is concerning. You see, although we have the movement, in fact, before I talk about the movement, Burkina Faso have the left the Mano River Union, not Mano River Union, but ECOWAS. The left ECOWAS. They're on their own. So we have the ECOWAS state that they have the free movement. But how can someone who's not part of ECOWAS just descend on your country like that? In that kind of that number is too high. Although the Constitution of Liberia says it's open to all Negroes, but if you can't in a legit way. So that means if these people come, because they will start burning children, and those children become Liberians. So you see the population now. So you cannot say, so that means if 140,000 people settle one place, you have to give them the legislature to pass some sort of law that place they settle, they need representation in their house. They need to have their own governance structure. So you see where we're heading? This is getting scary.
Okay, let me welcome Pito G. Kopo, Oliver Chair, our brother, and also Jupo Tukpa, as well as Trari Isiaka, and the Chadera brand as well. Brand to play. No, listen, Paul, I will share you a story. I mean, when you're talking about my rent or something I experienced in 2014 when I went to Liberia for the first time in my town. I saw this unfinished house, and then light was inside. So I told it, not light, not real light, but candle or whatever. And then soon the morning I saw people that don't wear people, that Chinese people. So I said, well, what kind of people were there? So they say are Chinese people. But what they're doing here, they say the superintendent sent them here through the district commissioner. They can every morning they wake up, they go in the bush, they get these small, test tube jars that they go and do samples of, sand and all kind of things in the small rivers all around the town, in our place. And then I got concerned, and I wanted to raise a point. But my late father, he said, "Oh no, that people." I said, "No, but Chinese people, what are they doing here in this bush? And who knows what sample they're collecting and who are they reporting it to?" And Paul, the thing I'm telling you, I wanted to raise the thing. My father said, "No, or the tampons, everyone were afraid because that the superintendent sent them." Okay, good. And guess what happened when a guy had collected enough sample? One morning, the sample we got, they didn't see them. One morning in the morning, they woke up, all the people were gone. The sample they took, nobody knows where they took, where they carry it, who they carry it to. And I bet my head, the superintendent was at that time, it was the something woman who was superintendent for Pond County during that time. I think Ellington, 2014. Yeah. Okay. So those people left, they went. Nobody know where they collected, where they carry it, what they will do with it, whether they will sell it. You see it? So these Burkinabes, that's what I brought the respecting. And can you imagine that the people were respecting the Chinese guys? To this extent that nobody can even ask them. Can you imagine? So If you go to Southeast now, the Burkinabes, they are controlling almost everything. And they go mountain and they alluvial money. This is very dangerous because these guys can be using some chemicals in our water, and who can hold them responsible?
But nobody, this is a question I will ask in are the Liberian authorities doing enough to document and monitor these people? That's another question. Are they doing it? We don't know. Now, if 140,000 people station one place, what are the impact does migration bring to? I don't know what's the impact of these people in the local community. Their local,
the economic impact,
the economic impact,
the social impact.
Yeah, what are they bringing? So if they're into farming, agriculture, are we benefiting from agriculture? If the money that we just showed, the money, if the government getting huge revenue from money, we want to know. We just want to know what is happening. Because you can't have a group of people just come and settle in your place without any, they might be doing something. They might be bringing,
So all of this, that's another important thing. We got to look at the impact that they have on the environment. Number one, that money, they polluting all the water, which is bad, that health hazard. That's a bad impact. Number two, they got social impact. They will influence the people, most of them, they will influence the people we are living. 140,000 people, they can swallow one whole village. I mean, swallow, they can encompass that whole village.
The whole county, what are you talking about? Whole county.
And they can influence the way the people should do. Okay, let's say that these people, and just citing an example, let's say these people are some different religion, other than the Muslim and the Christian that we have in Liberia, right? They are something else. And they come, they live among you. They will start indoctrinating people, making people to follow them. So now they say, okay, the women, you got to cover your hair, you got to do this, you got to do that. Because the moment you live with them for long, you'll be like them.
Yeah.
You see, and then,
so they bring their own religion into the place, or they bring their own traditional value with their traditional setting, because that's huge number. So you see, those are things that people not concerned about. What is our government doing, man? If this was in Ghana,
the economic impact could be both ways, right, Paul? Yeah. Say the money go on diamond or whatever. Yeah, they can get money and they'll be able to buy. The money will be able to circulate. We got Goma in my area. I've been to the Goma many times. And I know how much people can exchange for hand. People buying drinks in the evening when those guys come from money, buy Kobo and things. Yeah, pretty close to 30,000 US dollars. Just in the evening, that money going around. It has good economic impact. But the bad social impact is also there, where you see violence. People get drunk, they make trouble. I mean, like I just told you, I remember this story that one of them got shot, or they were sleeping on somebody's farm and they got shot, or they shot the person. I just can't get the story straight, but there was this something about shooting about 2 or 3 years ago. Okay, so you will always have the good economic impact and the bad economic impact. Yes, everybody wants the good one, but the bad one is what we try to avoid, and that's why we are raising all these points.
But you're right, because that's something we should also take into consideration. Abraham Traore, people of the Muslim, the religious people, for some reason, France are using them. They're using the religious thing to go after him. Remember, too, there were a lot of counter coups against him. Ivory Coast was one of the places that the French people been using. And these Burkinabes, they don't just cross from Burkina Faso to Liberia. They have to go via Ivory Coast that share border to them before entering Liberia. So they could be sitting in a bush there. No one knows what's happening. No one there to police them. They could be having arms. They could be a training center over there. These are all things that, so the government should have documentation on them and keep track on them and monitor what the hell are this group of people doing. Look, if this were in Ghana, I know the Ghanaians, just Liberian that settled in Bushabura camp, it was annoying the Ghanaians, they started deporting them. And you get a whole huge number like that, just enter your country. During election, politicians can use these people.
Of course.
So those are all concerned. Now, if these people, they benefit from early time, so if they have children, their children of age of voting, they are Liberians, you cannot deny them. You see where we headed? So when you talk about the social influence is right there. Now, your traditionalists or the Guru people or the crown people, they celebrate, they believe in what we call the porous society and all that. People can say, no, you'll do it our way because they have influence in that from their community because the number is huge. So all those things, we have to know what they're doing there. So no, this is something that I think our
Paul,
government
this is, I mean, this is serious. So now we begin to talk these things. People don't understand it from the onset. You just mentioned very important thing. Liberia, every country has some kind of tradition that they practice. In my area, we practice the Sunday and the porridge, right? And I remember when I was small, we had these Madingo people who settled in the town. So when the people bringing that they were in the town, they say everybody should go inside. The Madingo people say they want to go inside, and that was a big case. They have to force them to go inside. If you don't go inside, then you will join. You see, and they don't want to join. So you see, and they want to influence. The people come, human beings are the same. When they come, you get them, let's say they come to your yard. You say, okay, my man, build one small kitchen over there. The kitchen you told the man to build, the man will go build a house. When you now build a house, then you want to start extending the house now. Then you will start sharing your own yard. In fact, you even want to build fence in your own compound and say that my own side. So I mean, this is human nature. And sometimes we that live in Europe, from Africa or from other countries, sometimes we see these things happening. Europeans want to streamline us, and sometimes we feel that they try to be indifferent to us. But imagine the Europeans, they're in Norway, and people left peace. They're so quiet. The whole family can be in the house, you're standing by the house, you're not here then. Then you got people like us from Africa who can stand here and call somebody 1 kilometer away. Okay, you got 100 of us living in that area. The noise pollution alone. So you see, this thing is everywhere. People moving somewhere will always carry some influence in that area that probably the locals will not like. And we're not talking this because we want to hate people. I live in different people's country. Okay, but am I willing to abide by the laws of that country? Am I willing to do the way people do their things? Yes, those are the things that we're looking at and talking about. So we hope the government, our government, the authorities will do something about this. This is, every time they talk about security, and it's good that the president launched this security, how they call it, security something. He launched it just a few days ago, if not yesterday, and it's a big talk of the town. And we hope that this program will cover some of what we're talking about, the border issue and this Burkinabes issue. And Paul, just before we close on this thing, it's not only the Burkinabes. Of late, there have been reports of some group of Islamic group that have been spotted in the town. Nobody knows where they come from. Not only in the town, I saw a video done by a young guy from somewhere around the bombing terrain, going on that side, bombing hills or Cape Mount or somewhere on that side. And he was reporting that these people they go from village, and you can see them, they're walking in group, going like they're inspecting places. They're going around, and they said they went there to break fast in the name of breaking fast. And the Ramadan was long since gone. And they are still there and they're inspecting everywhere. They're going everywhere. They move on a daily basis in a group. What are they doing? And not only there's another group that is reported. In fact, they're based in Monrovia, and another group is spotted somewhere on the other side, I think Bon County or somewhere. They are all over the place. So these things should raise concern.
Absolutely. Look, that's the beauty. Our country have a unique constitution that all Negro descent can become. So you have that going, but they just need to control it. That's all. Although one Liberia population will grow, but they just need to control it. If they're not careful, because that's that number. Look, I live in the UK. The UK citizens, they are very angry with certain group of people. Not all, but they make the thing now, they make it all a big issue because they say the people don't integrate in their society. They don't like it. So we don't know how the Burkinabes living in there, where the social connection with the locals. Pretty soon, remember too, they have their own language. So our children that were born today, they cannot speak Grobo and Crown. Imagine people speak that. So pretty soon we'll have another dialect in Liberia added to the 16th tribe. Yeah. So all those things they need to factor in. Well, bro,
and my closing part on the whole discussion will be this one, Paul. We've been having this up and down with the Muslim people. They are requesting their own holiday as well. And
yes.
I want to believe when
Yes.
the Muslim people started first, they started on a softer note. I mean, with all due respect to my Muslim friends, right? They started. They didn't come first and say, "Oh, one holiday." They started. Yeah, we are Liberian. We take it easy. We get 2 religions in Liberia. Okay, we take it easy. Everything is working fine. As they are grounded and the population is increasing, why are they demanding now their own holiday? And what would they next demand? We can divide the country. We can have the Muslim side. We can have the Christian side. It will happen one day in Liberia.
Yeah, we'll have that debate, but I think I stand with them because from time in Mombora, they have been there. It's just that if you grant the other people, they say we're not this. They want to use secular state, right? I mean, we're not a Christian nation. So then, if you look at one group of people, you should look at the other group of people too. So make a balance. Don't do it one-sided. So you can, when it comes to the other thing, say, "Oh, we're founded on Christian principle." Yes, but you don't practice what you feel. So yeah, but be another debate. Let move on.
When you move the whole the 2 den group, the Muslim, no Liberia, no.
So that's,
you can pray in your home.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
but we're gonna take a quick break and we'll come back. Then we'll transition us to the next one.
In a world drowning in noise, where sound bites replace substance, there's a voice cutting through the chaos. Audience with the Lord Chola Play conversation, where Liberians and global citizens tackle the questions we're afraid to ask. Every Sunday at 8 p.m. UK and Liberian time, and 9 p.m. Central European time, Audience with Lord Chola Play. On the Bottom Line, Liberia explores the issues that keep you up at night. Democracy's future in the age of misinformation. Economic systems that serve people, not just profits. Technology reshaping our lives. Reconciliation, development, and the crisis of meaning in modern Liberia. No easy answers, no tribalism, just intellectual courage, genuine curiosity, and the willingness to wrestle with complexity together. This is for Liberians who refuse to shrink their thinking, who believe nuance is wisdom, who are ready to remember how to think, not just what to think. Audience with the Lord Cholo Play Show. Sunday, 8 p.m. Liberian time. Subscribe now. Join the conversation on the Bottom Line Liberia, because the questions that matter most are the ones we're brave enough to ask.
Welcome back, Paul.
Yes, welcome back indeed. This is the discussion. Look, let's move to the next topic quickly. This one is quite concerning, Linford.
Yes.
Level lanes, talk to me.
Yeah, this little piece of land called Liberia is very interesting. From the time I was born, my eye opened. I saw learning people in Liberia. And as a child, I didn't know that these people were learning, or I thought they were Liberian people. I didn't even know that, because we have not started school. We were kids, just young kids, like between 7, 8, 9 years old. In fact, 5, 6 years old, your eyes start seeing for the first time. You started knowing your parents for the first time. And then we saw these people. I remember my grandmother used to make rice and then we'll sell it to the Lebanese people. And people would take it right and set on the scale. When they set on the scale, then they would decide the price for us. And then so now my grandmother would get $1.50 and I plenty of money. We turn around and said, I see rice, give them, I see money. And I remember my first ball that my grandmother bought, small, colors, when a rubber ball. were coming home. We will reach our possible. Accra, we had to go back to the Lebanese men. So these people being in Liberia from time immemorial. And we all know their history, how they control our economy. They even have influence over our government. They have had children who are mixed with us. When I was in high school, I had Lebanese friends in my school, in my class. Okay, so you see, going to the point where now the physical Lebanese men, not the descendant, not the children that are born by Liberians, but the real Lebanese men that you can recognize as Lebanese men, the men who came from Lebanon, was born in Lebanon and migrated to Liberia. You take a sensitive organ of your government, your governance system, and put it in their hands. Well, we all sometimes call for outsourcing of some of our businesses, but there are certain entities that are not just supposed to end up in the hands of foreigners. Number one, like for this traffic thing, the Ministry of Transport is very important. It's very important. I don't know how important it's in Liberia. I don't know how they're doing it, but here it's very important. Every car that enters this country, Paul, whether they bring it from Germany or from wherever, because we do manufacture car here, that car got one license plate registered to it. So if I bought a car, I was the first to buy, and I sell it to Paul, the license plate remains on it. It comes from my name to Paul, but my name is still on the document, the original document. Then Paul will sell that car to Peter. When he sell it, I see license plate on it, in my name, in your name, in Peter's name. Until the car is out, we that send car to Liberia. Every time I send car to Liberia, I must carry the license plate. So these are very important because the Ministry of Transport wants to keep document so that if the car is stolen, it's very easy to find it. If somebody did any criminal thing with this car, it's easy to trace who get it. So, like cars that are sent to Liberia, I have to carry the license plate back to them.
Linford, it's not only the cars. Your complete database is being given, your date of birth, your address, your
I'm just starting with the car, right?
That is the key.
Because these cars or every document on the car is registered in the person's name. And so if the car commits crime, they will come and find out that it was John Brown who get a car here. Now, how do they know that John Brown? Because John Brown's data is in their system, or John Brown data is inside the system, and they can know him. So we take our sensitive data, your date of birth, your everything, your address, your social security number, and you put it there. You know what you're doing. That man can take it and compromise it somewhere. I mean, you cannot trust anybody. We in an age where I don't know. But talk to me. I don't know how good is it or how bad is it, but explain.
You're Liberian. Transport Ministry employ Liberians to handle Liberians' database. You take your country database, personal information, and put it in the hands of foreign national. What sense is that? Remember too, we may classify all of them to be Lebanese. No, they're not Lebanese.
Some are Syrians, some are...
Exactly. So they could be, remember, these people from that region, people from Lebanon have this group called the Hezbollah. They can take my details and use my name because to disguise themselves. I just being fair here with the discussion. So why will you take your whole country database of your citizen and give it and put it in the hands of foreigners? It does not make sense. So why would the government treat Liberians like this? You see, there are certain things your country cannot give foreigners. It has nothing to do with investors here. You see, if you go to the hospital, you cannot take the hospital database and give it to foreigners, say, because they come to invest. You can't do that. It's kind of concerning, and this is the government that will have. Say the old man have 50 years experience. Look what the experience is telling us. You sell your birthright to foreigners. That's exactly what they have done here. Linford?
Well, again, it sounds simple that, oh, we want to outsource it, we're government manager, it will not look good, or they can, but you outsourcing it. How do you guarantee that this document, this information that you are providing, we are in information technology age. This time, look, somebody can hack you, somebody can go in your private. So it's like you gotta be able to protect. Gotta be able to protect it. Now you see, so this person who got Liberia A1A 1418, okay, that person, all that details is connected to this particular plate number. Okay, so if you just let a Lebanese man, I don't understand. I don't understand. Is it because the man has the money to print it, or it's difficult to sometimes know some of these things. But we want to say welcome to our colleague Francis Mensah. Francis, welcome if you can hear us.
I can hear you guys loud and clear.
Okay, we hear you well too. So we say welcome. Now we've discussed two issues now. This is the second one. But this one has to do with the transport system in Liberia, where a learning man has been charged with the responsibility. And this guy is supposed to be a surgeon. This is supposed to be somebody working in the hospital. At least if you say they employ the learning surgeon in the hospital, fine. Okay, we can say, okay, they may be performing operations and whatever. But you take the whole transport ministry operation and give it to this man. So the rest of the minister, the minister, including his deputy and the assistants, they get there, signing document, and this document submitting it to this, because this guy will have to have the document in order to do this and to do this printing. What say you, Francis?
Look, Linford, first of all, my apologies for coming on so late. I've been having problem with my device. And it was just kind of still freezing. It was just freezing all the time. So, hi to our audience out there. Look, Linford, first of all, look, Liberians, I don't know why our brains gone. I don't know why our policy makers, our ministers, this thing is all about getting cuts. The thing has nothing to do with national interests. These people, they are just there to get cuts. Because, mind you, Mr. John Uboti was doing the same thing. And he was heavily, or he is heavily associating with the CDC. You're talking, every day we hear them crying, we want to make Liberians millionaires. Even at that, this is the least thing they do for Liberians. Although around the world, transport ministry, that the argument now, the transport ministries don't handle these things. They have less in place, but this Liberia, we are unique. We have our own system. These have been there forever. Why you want to take it away from the people now? Because some other group are going to benefit. Look, this is absolutely wrong, bro.
Yeah, but even that argument is dead when they say transport ministry the transport ministry does not have to handle the license plate and vehicle registration, all these things. But there must be a unit within the ministry, or government can establish a unit, because they're here. We got something called it. I know the English equivalent, but it has to do with the traffic fine, traffic, everything goes under there. Car registration and everything goes under there. Okay, to the point where when you go back, car is connected.
Traffic vector, traffic tourism.
Yeah, everything is
Yeah, yeah.
connected to the insurance. So I buy the car from Paul right away. On the system, it will show that I bought the car from Paul. The next prompt I'll get from the insurance is I should register the car through the traffic system. When I register it, then they send me back the insurance. So everything is connected. So even if the transport ministry is not doing it, but the government is still involved because this is from the
But
government.
Linford,
Mm.
no country in this world will take that transport where you have the citizen details to put it in the hands of foreigner. They don't do it. So you have LDC that when a rainy season come on, why you can prioritize LDC if you really want to do privatization? That
Water and
one,
sewer.
you get water and sewer. Why can't you privatize it? You talk about liberalization, right? That they should make Liberia, but you take that particular department from transport ministry and give it to foreigner. Liberians can't do it.
You move a librarian from there.
You move Liberia and put it in the hands of foreigner. What kind of nonsense is that? It doesn't make sense. It's just because you want to cut so badly, you sell your birthright. That's what they done.
But they don't see the danger. And like you were saying, I mean, who knows? And this is where precaution or security is very important. You don't know where the person come from. Yeah, you may know him physically. You see him. You get really hard. You got to go. You must dig behind him. And you just mentioned the region they come from.
Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have American embassy in Liberia?
Yeah.
Do they have vehicles registered to them? These are people that the Hezbollah, wherever they call, they don't get along. People from Lebanon, they associated with that group, and you take your detail and give it to them. So you have the Swedish embassy, you have all of these people there. They get car, vehicle, and you take these people details and put it in the hands of foreigner. What kind of logic in that? It's just a stupid decision that these people took because of their own greed. It's nothing good in it. You see, the British project cannot take that. Yeah.
So let me get something straight. Or I don't know the diplomatic procedure so well. So for instance, all the cars at the embassy or the various embassies near Monrovia, their registration is done by the Ministry of Commerce, right?
The Ministry of
Transport.
Yeah.
Okay.
They give
and
the
then
lesson plan.
we issue them our diplomatic lesson plate.
Yeah, of course. Well, we did about bring the whole lesson plate in the country.
So
I'm just asking. I just want to make sure. I've seen the diplomatic lesson plate only Liberia, I know. But what I want to, the point that Paul raised is, I just want to amplify it. So the U.S. embassy, the French embassy, and all the foreign, the Western embassy bring their document with all the details on it. Then the Liberian government take it and give it to another foreign man. Okay, and like you just mentioned, these people come from a region where they always have some problem with, conflict with the United States. And don't you think that would be a very good opportunity for people to say, yes, we got some information and we know, it's good to take precaution. We're just taking precaution here. We're not saying this is what is happening, but we're just looking at what could happen.
Well, I mean, what is happening now? What cool? What is happening? Where do people get a who else will do American lesson plates and all the other embassies, foreign missions? Who will do that stuff? It has to be those guys. And it is rumored, is alleged that high-profile guys in the government, the police director, the minister, the current minister of state, they all got their cuts in it.
Well, I think it's good that we are raising some of these things, and we hope it will fall on the ears of people from the American embassy, the German embassy, or all the
but the Americans are very cautious on this. They are aware, and it's just sad that our people, because of this so damn greedy thing that get into their
But I think the Americans, if they are aware, they should take action. The Americans should say no. You can't print out the same with them.
But Linford, here's the thing. Look, there will be some exception. Maybe they say, okay, all the new lesson plate, the American ambassador will hold all the old lesson plate. They will hold it. They will not use. I mean, they will not go through that system. They will maintain the old lesson plate. God, so that would be the concession made. So
Yeah,
you,
all
the
diplomatic
even
missions.
even they got old lesson plate in the yard, said took from the car 1980 and new car
Take a
buy,
put
they
it.
put it on it.
Yeah, we hope they will take some action, because this is very serious. And you know, we when we discuss these things, people take it for fun, but it can have long-term impact, because the Americans will not sit down and allow allow their information to just go like that to those people. We are not saying that that's why the Lebanese guy intend to do that. No, but precaution. You see, you hear Ebola coming, then you say, "Oh man, I'll say anybody here, I'll rob on anybody." No, take precaution. Okay, precaution is better than cure. Well, that's all I have to
But
say.
if this entity is a money generating entity, why can't you give it to Liberians to run it? Liberians are running and say, okay, we'll take the part from Ministry of Transport and make it a massive entity. In the UK, they got something called DVLA. They are therefore vehicle. All vehicle is just a sound to them. Your lesson plate and what we call your driving lesson all goes from that one entity. And I tell you, it's the entity that generates huge revenue for the United Kingdom.
I see how many kind of that.
If police gave you ticket, DVLA know, they get the database who this person that is running this. They will send something to your house with a fine. So there's a huge revenue generation on the vehicle. You take it, you take that part and give it to foreigners for them to be millionaires, and your people perish in poverty. What sense is in that? Why are our people so wicked to our people? It just doesn't make sense. You say you want Liberians to have middle class. Why you can't give it to Liberians?
Joy Ubuti was doing that thing. Joy Ubuti was doing it. They took it from Joy Ubuti.
Yeah.
We are crying more than they bereaved. You see people who would think they are suffering. Time for election, they will still go and vote the same people because they know them. They say that people will know. Yeah, don't know the Liberian thing that do love, do beating you. You say, but I'm married to nobody. So let do beat me. You get tired one day. So that's it. Time for election, you see the same people that will cry for, they didn't get a job. And you know how many people will get a job? They will go on board a graduate from high school, can do RT&T. Some will be there to be registered in a car. Some will be there when the police find somebody that person can recall and make sure that the funds are paid. All the things that it can create. And sooner or later, this Lebanese guy will go bring a Lebanese family, and then they will start doing the work.
So, but the thing is, so I got a question. Maybe our audience can answer. What I would think is, say, should Liberia pursue greater local ownership and the management of a critical public sector like the transport ministry that responsible for driving lesson plate? Those are things that you could give to Liberians. They could introduce something else. Why will you take that aspect?
Paul, the thing is very simple. Let's look at it. I tend to agree with people again when they say that the transport ministry should have nothing to do with car registration or anything. No, that's the administrative arm of the government responsible for transportation. The same way the health ministry is the administrative arm of government responsible for all medical activities in the country. They make medical decisions. But you would not expect the Ministry of Health to go and run hospital and be the minister, be the director or the chief medical officer. No. So the transport ministry should actually have nothing to do with that. What they're supposed to have, they play the umbrella role, right? And then under there, that's why you got deputy ministers and other things. Or you can create an entity, okay, that is responsible for vehicle registration, vehicle fines, make sure that what we call I know English word, where all vehicles are checked periodically. maybe every 2 years, one vehicle can be checked every 2 years. Okay,
that's the MOT,
They
motor.
go
Yeah.
control.
Yeah.
Go do the control.
Control,
Yeah.
So they can.
Yes.
So those things will work.
So,
But the ministry wants to do everything.
We crying about job creation. We crying. So if you give it to Liberians, that we sitting on the platform, what we see, the way they people treat us with vehicle, group of us say, look, we can handle this in Liberia. You know how many people that we're going to employ to have this going? Transport management system. Hey, man. It's just sad. Let's move on. Let's move on.
Okay.
I don't know.
So this will take us to the next topic. But just before we go to the next topic, because time is fast approaching, we may not have time to do other things. So let's just do all we have to do once and for all, and then when we start to discuss where our time meets all, that's it. But I want to say welcome to all of you joining the first time today. This is the place where we can discuss the issues. We give it our own perspectives. So you may have heard some of these things before, but maybe when we talk about it, from how we see it, you'll get some idea. But the bottom line Liberia discussions is here every Tuesday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Francis Mensah is going to be here tomorrow with your story.
Welcome to Your Story, where real lives meet real truth. I'm your host, Francis Mensah, and every week I sit down with remarkable guests to uncover their journeys that shape their lives, the struggle they survive, the breakthroughs they earn, and the lessons that can change your life. This is not just a conversation. This is your story, a life experience that goes deep, gets real, and leaves you with something to think about long after the streams. Join us every Saturday at 8 p.m. Central European Time, live on the Borderland Liberia. Don't just watch, be the part of the conversation, because every story matters, especially yours.
Francis, we have been talking about this thing for months. I think 3 months now, complete 3 months. The situation at the border. You know, people may think that we're overemphasizing this thing. People may think that we are blowing it out of proportion. People may think that we just want to talk about it. No, it's a serious thing. No, it's dangerous. No, we're not just talking because we get more. We are talking about Liberia, or land that we are blessed with from creation. This is what we call home. And if anything is happening to it, we have the right to know. If anything is happening to it, we have to write if we can solve it. 3 months now plus, they have been foreigners on our soil, and we are wondering what they're doing there. But it seems to be that the authorities are not doing anything. They say they are doing underground negotiation. Why do negotiation? How far are we? Where are we? And people are getting frustrated. And some people are now saying maybe the president is complicit. The president knows something about it, which we cannot deny or confirm, because that's how the people feel. And why do they feel so? Lack of information. Why do people think so? Lack of care on the part of the president. because I personally have not heard this president say anything about this thing from the time he came from that meeting in Guinea. Apart from when they were in I know what some African meeting, something they went to the Freetown, where he said President Dumuya or the Guinean President Dumuya asking how is the situation at the border. I mean, you got serious situation going on. Is that the kind of thing you tell your citizens and you told him say everything is all right? Everything is all right when your citizens are displaced. So Paul, people are wondering, are saying some people are saying it. They're not even wondering, they are saying maybe the president has reached a deal with the Guineans about this land. What's it?
Well, Linford, when the incident first occurred 3 months ago, people said the government was, with President Boyka flew to Guinea with President Malambio to meet Dumuya, right? And people said they were going on the pace of this diplomacy, which everybody embraced. But then, since then, it went quiet. A long time ago, it went quiet. And the concern now of people that are very critical of the situation, people like me, I say fire for fire, and people say no, let go, let be solved because Liberia came from civil war. We don't want to go through that. But now the Guineans are very emboldened today. They have built houses there to host their soldiers. So people are not concerned. But what is the diplomacy that is happening? There is no movement of Monorail Union. There is no movement of ECOWAS. There is no movement about the AU. There is no movement of the UN. The Guineans are sitting put. But we keep hearing this thing is quiet. So people are a bit concerned. 3 months going to 4 months is a long time for somebody to sit in your house. So how long does it take you to call your neighbor and say, look, this person here invaded my premises, I want a person out? How long does it take that you don't tell your citizen there's no transparency of what effort is happening? The diplomacy that is going on is silent, is quiet. People are just concerned. So people now are wondering whether the government have given or also the place. That's people concerned because the government not talking.
Francis, before you came, we discussed similar situation about the presence of Burkinabes in the southeast that is raising concern. Huge number, 140,000, huge number. Okay, and then we have the other situation inside with this border thing, and this one is much more serious because the group that occupy that place, that's armed group, people with arm. In not like the Burkinabes who came, at least we know that they are individuals. They are not military force, but this one are military force, and they have been there for over 3 months now. And we're not hearing anything tangible, anything satisfactory from our leaders, which is our duty to us. Are you scared? Are you sometimes wondering what's going on?
Look, Linford, from all indications, I think the government has reached some level of compromise with these people. Like, you guys can sit here as long as you want. We'll come back to you guys. I mean, I see because there's no action, nothing. You guys can sit, you guys can take, once you guys not shooting, yeah, it's okay. You can take you can take it for now, and
Yeah, you'll be there for some time.
you can borrow it for some time now, and they'll get ready for it. We'll come for it.
Francis, right. Francis, all right. Somebody said something jokingly to me the other day. Say, we set it now. Pretty soon, all our beautiful sisters from Lofa County, when their names start changing from Fanta, Coca-Cola to they will be serious. But now we're looking at it, we're taking it for a joke. But if the person setting down, building homes already, they're not going to go anywhere. And you say, but that's what concerning people now say, oh, but the already people here to stay. They're not going anywhere. The fact is that it's sitting now on your ground. The post structure up. That is big concerning now. is no longer a place. So Francis is right. You know, they're just there, man. No, the guys, I think will wrap for the team, but this situation is concerning.
Yep,
Yes,
but I have a different view. But I think, okay, because there are some, well, let me welcome Charles Masakwe, a long-time friend, schoolmate, and friend here in Sweden. But let me, I got a different view, right? Maybe we got a rumor that there was some money activities going on. Maybe the government had reached, the Francis said, probably, we just keep guessing. Probably the government had reached some consensus with the people. Say, my man, send more money there. You're sitting there for some time. You're mine, your own too. When you're certified, then you'll leave. Just hire your king, you leave like that. Then we'll come back. No, yeah, it could be because negotiation is give and take. Say we can, tussle with the guys. Say, okay, and the guys will demand. Say, look, you're being money here, so we too want to man. Say, okay, you just do your thing quietly. When you're certified, you'll leave. Then we'll come back. Yeah.
Oh, no. Leave for down the government of Liberia of money. There are a group of people that had their own petty business. But the whole foreign government come in, they bring a military and sit on your land. They say, no. That's something different because they're taking your portion of your land. So the new map of Liberia will be curved in a way that Lofa will be gone.
Okay, so you talk about private individual doing the money, right? Or private individual, who are they? What if the president, you say, well, what if the president was part of this project, the mining project? And then
the president is an individual. He can be a citizen that have his own business going, but it's not a country. For a country to come invade your place and post structure or bring a military is something different. It was not a group of people that came from Guinea say, okay, send your money. They say we're going to start doing something here too. No, but people brought their own army. So something is just something not right. And the fact is that the government are talking to people.
Yeah, so what it says that is not right. What is it? What? Because I try to look at this thing. The Guinean will not just get on one money and the bad dribble Liberians say we go across. Something happened. But then the government does not want to tell what happened. Why are these people here? Okay, forget about moving them. Forget about removing them, right? But why are they here? This is what we want to know.
My man, Francis can chime in this one. I can't occupy your living room and decide not to go anywhere. Your wife, your children looking at me, looking at you, daddy, but when the man going, you scared to talk to me. I in your living room, I can't go. I sit pretty. I go to the supermarket, I can't buy all kind of food up. Even I just put there all over the place. Everybody in the house pays up. You just smiling because you know.
So I can't even ask why you here.
Exactly, because if you can't ask me, maybe that your wife will be asking me what a man here, but you can't tell your wife what I'm doing in your living room. But you know that me and you have the agreement. That's why you can't kick me out. So Francis, right? Francis,
let me tell you something. They put that on the people from Posh. They open the gate. You know the security horse that outside where they play with the security.
Yeah.
Or the watchman play that where the Guinean and the Guinean start coming to Fuya is
then they
will talk. So man, that
exactly
open the gate in the watchman house.
Right? I think they want that we just making it on a lighter scale, right? But maybe and they say they building in that place, that company, and they say that ECOWAS thing. Maybe the Guineans are the first group of soldiers to come and guide it. What do you think?
Maybe
no, but the thing is, it's all be a security or conference hall for any kind of problem within the region. So you could be
right we need security. So the Guinean providing security for it.
It could be, but it to be on a serious note, this is not a play thing. As the thing keep dragging on, we're talking about when it started. We say, oh no, be finished. We're going to the 4th month of the thing. By the time the year ends, the guys not going nowhere. So we'll draw a new map of Liberia. This is something that we should look at. And the fact is that the people who sort of make their citizens to feel at ease, they're not seeing anything. That is the most concerning part, that you're not even talking what the hell is happening. These people are just sitting on the land and no one knows. If people can't go farming, they're scared before something break loose. Everybody just looking, watching. So that it is, man. I don't know, but it's our
Okay,
government.
guys. So I think that was enough. We've covered, I think, some of the major events in Liberia, but there is one last thing I want us to leave with. The asset recovery and property, something AREPT, has just denied the former Minister of was it Commerce, Mawani Dix,
Yeah.
Okay.
to travel because she's being indicted by the asset recovery thing though, and she's supposed to appear in court, and then she's
No. Is that the asset recovery indicted her or is the LACC?
no, the actually is the I mean, okay, whether it was the LACC that indicted her or whoever, but she's been denied by the asset recovery team to travel. She's been
Okay.
denied by the court, the criminal court C, and the asset recovery team, because what stands there says the AREP, which is the asset recovery and property something, have denied her to go
So, man,
in collaboration with the
before I'm just hold there, man. Let me just reset my laptop, man. I'll log on and come back.
Okay. But while Francis is going, I get try to, the prints are so small, but I get try to skim through this this thing you see on the screen. It says here the AREPT resists, they are resisting actually. That's the code term they use, or the legal term they use. They say they are resisting the indictee Mawani Diggs medical travel on, as court orders independent local medical assessment first, because they want the local hospitals to check her first if she's supposed to travel. But how is it possible that somebody is sick and then you say, okay, the local court should check, the local medical center should check you first, and then if your case is supposed to be treated abroad before you go? So the criminal court C, presided over by George, what the guy's name, Usman Fekar, is arguing that Mawani Dix cannot travel. They are resisting that Mawani Dix cannot travel until the local hospitals check her condition and recommend, if she's in serious condition, that she needs medical attention abroad. But and a lot of people are saying that the way these proceedings with the asset recovery things is going is like witch hunting. If somebody is sick, the person is sick, and you can't delay the person. Recently, we had former CDC chairman George Soro just died on a plane. Okay, so you don't know people have condition, and you don't do that. Even if somebody commit crime, you can let people stand up on, and then you let them go to medical medical attention, get that medical attention, and they come back. But you can't deny them from traveling. I don't know.
I have a different view on this. I think it's sweet for her.
Why?
You see, when you are blessed with authority and you have influence to make a difference in the country, the CDC people, where she come from, they were just in government few years ago. These are people that refuse for the medical facility in Liberia to be uplifted or in a way. If you have money, you should go and spend the money there. Why must it always be people that serve when they ill, then they want to travel abroad? Why they can't go to the local hospital? What become of the Zoko that don't have money when he ill? He can't go abroad. Where does he go? The local hospital. So I think I stand with the government on this one. This is an eye-opening for every one of them to make decision that, look, in Ghana, when a minister is sick, they don't go overseas, they go to the hospital in Ghana. Why is it Liberia, the moment you in government, you get small money, when you sick, you go overseas?
So
and we all fuse.
So will this thing, will this go across the board, even down to the president? Because the president should be the president should be the first man to make sure that we got good medical facilities.
Absolutely.
That's part of the social contract.
Absolutely. This is the president that supposed to be the one to lead that charge that no, if I'm ill, I'm going to go to Redemption Hospital or I'm going to go to JFK for treatment. But they refuse to do it. So example must be set on these people. So what happened? What Joseph Boyka government doing, I like it, because when they all the power, tomorrow they won't travel. When they are indicted, they will face the same crime that no, you can't go. You got to go down to Sunnyway, go to the local clinic, yeah, the nurses or the doctor inspect you to say, now you okay, or your condition is so critical that we don't have doctors in this country, then we'll let you go.
But what about the time they are in power? Because say when they other power tomorrow, but
they're setting the example now.
That's what. So that's what I asked. So should we go across the board?
Exactly.
So anytime the president going abroad, we should say. But again, somebody will argue that the president is not indicted because my one this is indicted. So that's a ground that is they resisting.
But the thing is, with the president is the right person that won't need to hold to fight. He need to travel outside. He need to face them. And he can spend $1.2 million on Bodefuka. Why he can spend money in the hospital that he should be able to visit the hospital? Why?
Yeah, because he can travel abroad.
So the money he's taking to protect himself for security, why he can put that money in the hospital?
Yeah, so because he can travel. If to say there was law, or it to say there was
so this one here, where they playing with, that's what I'm saying. Good for my one. This then again for the edge now to put more on the president. No, people that don't have money can go. They can't travel. They go to the local hospital. So you get money. You face the hospital. Everyone and then see it. Unless the hospital doctor decides, oh, this other illness we cannot handle it. We recommend that you go to India or you go to the UK or you go somewhere else or Sweden or America so they can look after. But if something that the local doctors can do, then they will send you. So the president, all people should face that same charge. He the president. It says administration and are holding somebody say no, because you're being indicted in a way you can't travel. So yes, Mr. President, you too, you need to face the hospital. So when you're ill, you go there. So the so-called that will get sick really can't travel to go to that same hospital, know that you're doing well for the people.
It sounds good. It sounds good that that law should apply to the president as well. But there's a parable that says it's not difficult to circumcise the book constrictor, but who will hold it here? If he can hold it here, because the president, he is the president, number one, he's not indicted, he's not on any court procedure. So he said, I'm going to go check my pacemaker today. He can say no. So he will go. So the thing is, the law could go across the board, but who can stop the president? No, he's the president.
The president set the example. Lilo lead by example. St. JFK, Prudential Hospital, Jackson Doe Hospital, all the hospitals are not good enough. Yet the president set the example to make the hospital good enough. Then there was somebody won't go overseas. He said, no, you can't go. You got to go to the hospital here. But you cannot set the example. Then you say, no, the person will not go, the person ill. But when you feel the moment your heart jump, you on a plane, you're going to, then why are you telling somebody they shouldn't go? So we should hold the president photo of fire. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, I mean, like I said, it sounds good. If you want to live by example, it's good. Then you can set as an example. Tiawan Gonglo said something. I watched one video of him yesterday. And he said he made recommendation to the president. When the president took over Baka, he said, I want to advise you. And the president said, advise me. It's okay. I want you to bring young people in your government. So do not recycle the old ministers and things. And then after he talked for long, then when he got through, then the president said, well, okay, then I want to bring you in my government as my minister of justice. And according to him, he told you, no, I just told you not to recycle ministers. And our minister of labor before, so you can't bring me back. I will not accept the job. You see, so what I'm trying to say is, you gotta be man of principle. You gotta be man of principle. So if the government is saying that people who want to travel should first of all check the local hospitals to make sure that your condition is not that worse, or it is worse, that you got to travel before they can give you clearance. Or it said that Mawandi is indicted, and even if she's indicted, under the law, there's a provision that she can file in a bond.
A bond, yeah.
And she can be on parole and go, and but why are they holding, why are they resisting? But anyway, this is Liberia. And on that note, guys, we let you say thank you very much. Paul, any takeaway or any?
I just want to close on that note. You see, when a leader with vision usually say something that would do, on a serious note, when you see people at Alexander come and say, look, there are 5 illnesses that can kill Liberia. So those 5 illnesses, let's see what we can do. He said this thing is not require rocket science. Malaria, hypertension, and what there's the 5 things, diabetes, all of these little things that kills Liberia easily. Let's put money in the system, it be free. That's what he called the primary health care for you.
Type of fever.
Yeah, all these little things. But you refuse. For the past 20 plus years after the Civil War, the Liberian government refused to invest in medical facilities. So, when you see JFK, they call it referral hospital, right? So that means if you're in Sonny, the government should have a clinic. That would be the first place of diagnosis. When somebody ill in Sonny, when they go to the clinic, then the clinic say, oh, the person get malaria, malaria pills. No, they all say, the person, I think, that cancer, then they refer you to JFK. That's why you spend money on. But they refuse to do it. But they take the money and buy bulletproof car. They take the money and buy 3 different cars for senators. They take the money and buy 2 different cars for the lower house people. So what is the thinking in there? You can put the money into the hospital.
When they get sick,
they go to Ghana, they go to India, they go to America.
This is why, let me use the word why. This is why they do not prioritize the healthcare system, because, why would I prioritize JFK when I can go to Ghana, I can go to France, I can go, So, but if there was a law on the book, like we say now, that, my friend, before you fly from this country, go to the local hospital for let them diagnose you and see the severity of your case. Then we can allow you to go. If that law was functional on the books, brother, you see, every day.
No, it doesn't have to be law. That's the government priority to cater for the needs of its citizens. That's why you spend. So, you see, Rwanda here, I was lucky to meet the education minister of Rwanda during the Ebola crisis in Liberia. We're raising huge money here, collecting foods and things to send to Liberia. And this question came about. She said when they took office, they were based on 2 things: health and education. The nation built itself when the 2 things are put in place. They invested heavily in health. They invested heavily in education. So when the people are healthy, they can work. But in the case of Liberia, they invest heavily in their own pocket and don't cater for the needs of the people. You see? So this is why.
This is the thing we're talking. What can make them compelled to be able to invest in key, infrastructure, like the hospital or electricity, education? What should make them compare? Because as we speak, President Walker grandchildren cannot be in Liberia going to Mami Piazza School, only Piazza School. No, they are somewhere abroad. The minister that children are abroad. So, and this has been the HO thing. But the point I'm making is that if there was something to compare, why can compare Bwaka to send children to Liberian school? Nothing. Why would compare Bwaka to even go to JFK? Nothing. Okay, because nothing to hold him.
But no, something can hold him. He should lead by example.
No,
So
he don't want to. He doesn't care.
Yeah, but that's what now. He's scared to go to the hospital, but he want to lead. You want to lead the people. You don't care for the well-being of the people, but you want to lead the people. Then when your heart pump, boop, you fly because you get the country resources in your disposal.
You want me to tell you? You want me to tell you? I can compare him to do it. If the citizens who go to the polls to elect our leaders, if they say, "No, listen, Mr. President, before we vote for you, while you are running campaign, we want you to make this commitment that as the moment you take over, that TFK will be functional. Medicine will come there. Good doctors will be there. It will come to esprit. I was at TFK before. I told my operation. I told operation at TFK before. I know what TFK is to be like. Okay. So
but we all when we were small, the moment you went to GFK, they gave you some chloroquine tablet that can ease your skin when you have malaria. The next day you found your parents didn't have to pay or down for anything. That's why. So when I say sometimes, on the program, when I say I don't think democracy is actually good for Liberia. When I say a program, say, oh no, the money they, but country that don't have democracy, there are a lot of things that they do that people don't know of. And I can give an example. You see, China, you'll not find homeless people in China. You see, Russia, you can't find homeless people in Russia. But the people who practice democracy, who pretend to say, oh, we are, and how they call it, we advocate for citizens, we want the human rights and all this. In the UK here, go on the street now. Homeless people, the people working preach. The people that will not practice democracy, no homeless. So think on it. That's why when I say sometimes democracy don't go for the two-way party, the American Liberia, look, that they came from slavery, they were able to build something together. And that thing that they built, at some point, people enjoy that short period of time that they built it. But it was not proper democracy. They had their own democracy within their cycle that they didn't include people. So sometimes the so-called democracy, it does not work. You see, picking Tuareg in Burkina Faso, that's democracy. But look what he's doing. So I said, sometimes democracy is just not good for us. I think dictatorship is the way forward, that somebody who will have that mindset said, no, if the hospital here, if I sick that in hospital, I'll go to that person who put money in that hospital. But because the person refused to put money in that hospital, they want to go to Ghana, that sacrifice, that put money into their own healthcare. Then they go there and relax. That's why you see the amount of body there have come from Ghana and India, because our people refuse to put money in the health. That's where the money should go. Hospital and school, those two places. That's where money should go. But instead, the money will go in Darrell's they don't pocket. He ride good cars. He get air conditioning in his house. The money will go in Yomi Kanga pocket. The money will go in Joseph Barker pocket. They don't care for the people. That's how I want to close on the note. Yes.
Okay, thank you for closing on that note, and then thank you for also mentioning Yomi and Darrell Dillon. And according to something that I saw a few days, I think this week or I think this weekend or so, I saw the UP supposed to be having some gathering in Grand Paso County at the fairground, and nobody was on the social media speaking Paso to the people, inviting the Paso people to go there. While the guy that mind to say to the government, let them make a recommendation, and the government also tell them what they're planning to do. The United Party has launched; they are beginning to launch vigorous campaign, and somebody somewhere, I will not call the person name, because they're beating him on their own post. That when Joe Vaga go somewhere, he can greet the people in Loma, which is a lie. Vaga does not say a war in Loma. He know any war in Loma. The guy that Freetown Kissy man, he can't speak Loma. Then he say when Darrell Dillon go anywhere, he can speak Basel. You only go somewhere, you speak Basel to the people. But when coming go somewhere, what language you can speak? And they
so they're bringing the travel thing now, the
tribal thing on their own post. And so the question here is, what is the national language of Liberia? Number one. Number two, so if Waka goes to my town, he'll speak Loma to the people. My people don't understand Loma.
So
they know what to say now.
They call the Americans Liberians. they never spoke any dialect. They came from slavery, they spoke English. Are they forced to speak any dialect?
No, but we don't even go far to the American Liberian. When Bwaka was in America to talk to Donald Trump, what did he speak?
Maybe he spoke Gisi.
And then Donald Trump said, "Oh, you speak Gisi well, good Gisi. Where you learning from, right?"
So you see, the trouble bigger that we have in Liberia when it comes to good leadership, then it brings tribalism in the whole picture. You see, you get people that Jeremiah Kuhn, because he speak global Geo, and so you say, oh yeah, the man, but the man have no leadership still because he speak a travel that so main leader. The stupidity is too much in Liberia. That's why I told you say on the program I'll say Tuesday, that Charles Taylor said something. The God made 3 kinds of people: white man, black man, and Liberian. And Henry Costa said Liberians are stupid kind of people. It's just the stupidity of us.
At least Costa took it from the Telebu. The Telebu was stupid. But guys, I want to say thank you for watching. This is the Bottom Line Liberia discussion. It was good to be here. And Paul, I want to say thank you. Francis was here early. Francis is going to be here on tomorrow at same time, 9 o'clock Central European time, 8 o'clock UK time, and Paul will be at the same time. So just join us tomorrow and have yourself some wonderful time. And then Sunday you can join Paul. Then Tuesday you can come back again, which will be the general discussions, and we'll be here to bring you some information. And there is always something happening in Liberia, so we'll never lack of information. On that note, I'd like to say thank you for
given the issues between Liberia and Guinea. Everybody condemned, including this parliament. We issued a statement, and Liberia will come here and tell us.
Sorry, my finger yet touched something. But we want to take you home with this one so that we can close up.
Clappy ENT, baby. Give me that. To my baby. Boy, give me that. We get swagger, we get